Welcome in. Hello.
What's going on?
Last time we didn't welcome you in, so I thought we'd start with the welcome.
Welcome in, y'all. Welcome to the Waters. Waters are warm. Episode 79, MJ38 show. Matthew and Justin here for you. Let's be here together.
So good to see you guys.
Enjoy this life.
I hope you're having a great week. If you went to church, I hope it was awesome.
Hope it was fantastic. Happy May. We're 33. We're over a third of the way through this bit.
Crazy,
2025. Man. Every time it happens so fast. So hold on tight, y'all.
Hold on tight.
Hold on tight.
I'm going to wrap up a story I was telling off camera where I'm listening to a song, dirty soul, blues, jazzy song. It's awesome. Coming up on the access road, feeling, it's my mom's birthday. She passed away, so I'm kind of like navigating the waters of letting myself feel cathartic, where you feel kind of sad, but it feels kind of good because at least you're alive.
To embrace those emotions.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, be a human.
And this memory flashes in my head, tells me, hey, don't floor it. Because last time you floored it right here, you lost traction and you almost crashed really bad.
On access road going onto a highway?
Yes.
Yeah.
And so I didn't floor it. And I just look over, man. What I hear is bang. And I look over. And the way this car is moving in the lane, I'm like, they have to be crashing.
That's not normal driving behavior.
But my brain is also like, there's no way. Because I was just visualizing when I had crashed and literally like 1 second thought about that. The next second didn't accelerate. The next second heard a bang. The next second looked over. And I'm like, there's no way. And sure enough, this car just slams into the wall. Continues to go because it was going fast as fuck, I guess. Spinning around in circles. Hits the wall again a little less hard.
Oh.
And I was just like... And then also, it was like a scene out of a movie where like I'm just driving... Music going crazy, you just look over. Like, I just felt so... And then what do? You know what I'm saying? Call the cops maybe? Sure. But in that moment, it was on the other side of the highway, so I just, like, kept driving.
I wasn't going with you weren't merging onto that? It was, like, on the opposite spectrum?
It was on the other side.
Okay, got it.
And, I couldn't figure out the physics, because the car was traveling the way that I was traveling.
Yeah, wait,
it
what?
wasn't going the other way. It was like, so I think maybe they turned on or they turned into a part that was actually closed off, like where the workers were like parking their trucks and stuff like that. Sometimes on the highway, you see that because I don't know, couldn't explain it to you. It was so out of place.
But the car was traveling in your direction of travel, but that was like the opposite for their lanes.
In my visual, I think there was like a middle compartment in between the two lanes that were traveling opposite directions, because he wasn't in my two lanes on 1604.
Yeah.
But he was going our direction with traffic, like you're saying.
What the fuck?
So I don't know.
That's super fucked up.
Yeah, he could have been. He just got like rear-ended and spun out backwards, I guess. I don't know.
That makes no sense.
I'm telling you, bro.
You're telling me.
It felt weird as fuck. None of it.
Yeah.
But
movie.
Crazy moment, right?
Yeah.
And so I don't know. It just felt so. I felt so tapped in that moment where I was just like, what the fuck? How did I saw that seconds before it happened in my own mind. I was like, if you're not careful, that'll happen to you.
Yeah, I was just gonna say you were just thinking about that those consequences and that type of action happening, like a car spin out.
Yeah.
Like, don't floor it. Cars spin out. And then you're like, oh shit, there's one right there.
Crazy, dude.
It's the timing of the thoughts and the reality.
Yeah, and the feeling associated to like playing a song that's like a movie score. Like literally we found it from House. We were watching the show House, and then there's like at the end of the episode, they're playing this song, and it's like real dramatic and cathartic, and we were like, dude, download that shit. Fucking Shazam that. And then, so it just like put me in that mindset of like, this is like a scene out of something. And then boom, boom, boom. And I was just driving like, I don't know, man. Whatever that feeling is, sometimes I just want to pursue being that tapped into life.
That in line with the story.
Yeah, focusing on being an open, like, receptor for like intuition or the vibes or whatever. You know?
Intuition, big time, or the ability to see what's going to happen. You know, or to at least have a good sense of what you think could be happening based on what you've thought, and then how things are moving. I was like, I feel that way a lot during like shows and movies, because we're always just trying to figure out what's going to happen next. I guess sometimes you could just sit back and watch, but I don't know, not me. You know, maybe that's everybody, maybe that's just me. But whenever I'm watching a movie or a show, I like to try to figure out what's going to happen. You know, that's like what we're doing. You know, right? Am I tripping? Whenever we're watching a show, or do you just like sit back and watch it? I don't think you can just sit back and watch it. Can you?
No, there's a lot of times where I'm trying to figure out what's going to happen.
Yeah. Or you're like, what's this mean exactly? You know?
Yeah. Because that's also digesting the show. If there's things that are foreshadowing, to digest the show properly would be to appreciate that in the moment, not
Yeah.
just like in the afterwards.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
So I think whenever I'm watching shows and movies, I can get into that zone of like figuring out what's going to happen. At least just like based on super subtle like context clues that I'm able to try to pick up just when I'm watching it. Or it's like there was in White Lotus. We started watching White Lotus. We've finished seasons 1 and 2, and then we're on 3.
Nice.
And
it's amazing, right?
Yeah, it's tight. It's good. It's solid. It's super solid show.
It's so chill, but it's amazing. Like it's amazing.
Yeah, the whole time you're trying to figure out what's going to happen. Or
that's it. Yeah, that's all that show is.
Because it always starts with each season's its own sort of storyline. There's a couple character crossovers, but more or less each season is independent of itself. So they all start the same way, and it's like a similar premise every single time, but with different characters. But the premise is always from the beginning: somebody dies, you don't know who it is, and then like you get like the episodes in the season are figuring out how they got to the point to where somebody dies, and then disclosing who it was.
Yeah, totally.
The same thing every time. But like whenever I was just watching that season 3, episode 1, I think, and then there was a part where the guy was one of the characters. He's inquiring about somebody. He's like, "Oh, does she have a wife or does she have a husband?" And then someone's like, "Yeah, he was here, but now he's not here anymore. He went back home to Bangkok or whatever." And he's like, "Fuck!" And like just from that, you know what I'm saying? I was like, he's probably sent there. I don't know yet.
Because you're like, why?
Exactly. Like in my mind, I'm like, why did that happen? Why was that his reaction? What's going on here that could create that reaction? I'm like, maybe he's not there on vacation in Thailand. Maybe he's on there, or maybe he's in Thailand on a mission and doing some work related stuff, and he's like supposed to be getting this guy, and then he just missed him because he thought he was going to be here at this hotel, but he's not here anymore. He just left. So then that could create some frustration within him.
But he's also not professional enough to not say fuck in front of the like worker that he asks. So that's like there's another layer of nuance on it.
Yeah,
he's not a contract killer, obviously.
Yeah, not a silent assassin, just a pure businessman.
Yeah, what's going on here?
I'm not even sure who he's there with. Is he there with his wife, or like he doesn't treat her like he's his wife or she's his wife? It's weird. I don't know what's going on yet. Ting? Yeah, his ting, but I'm not sure if everybody does that.
Yeah, no, I grew up in a house where that's what we were doing.
That's watching a show or watching TV. You know what I'm saying? I can't really have stuff in the background either. You know, it's like I guess like when I'm doing work on the computer, or I guess there are many situations where people would just have a show on in the background, or I guess while they're doing whatever. But even when I'm working, like I've tried it before, like just put on, I don't know, like The Office or Modern Family or something that I don't really have to be super engaged with to like find the nuance and enjoy watching. But like even then, I don't, because like I want to give my attention to it, or you know what I'm saying? It feels like it's more taking my attention instead of just like being a subtle thing. Or even if I threw on a podcast, I would feel like I want to listen to the podcast. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Versus, I guess there's some things you could do, put your body on autopilot and then still perceive everything like an audiobook or a podcast. But if I'm like doing work and I have to like be focused on the computer or like focused on a game I'm playing or whatever.
But you like silence?
Yeah. Actually, silence.
That's locked in, dog.
Yeah.
That's locked in.
But even when I watch shows, I can't stop thinking like that. It's like, why are the things playing out this way in some whatever show it is? Or what's going to happen next? I'm looking for the foreshadowing moment.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that's everybody, or if I'm just...
I think that's properly digesting the show.
I think that's what watching TV is, I guess, more or less what we're saying.
Listening to a story.
Yeah, truly being engaged in a story.
Yeah, right. Where your brain is like following step by step. Because I guess like the protagonist is also wondering what's going to happen. And that's like life, you know?
Yeah.
So I think... And then that's the game that White Lotus plays, is they give you little breadcrumbs, little clues.
Mm-hmm.
Like they throw you for a loop. Like, why did he say that? That was put there to make you say, why did he say that? To create mystery. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And they do that with like a lot of their stuff. That's why they start with the murder and it's juxtaposed with all these people allegedly going on a vacation, which you think would be like happy, relaxing.
Yes.
If someone's going to die and happy, relaxing. It's like, oh shit. And then no one knows. You're like, oh shit. Like,
who dies, who kills them, and why.
Yeah. And the stories are told in such a slow unraveling to like make you wonder what's going to happen next, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, well, I don't want to do spoilies.
It's a great show.
Great show. Worth the watch. It's awesome.
But it's the way we watch TV.
It is right on the money. There's another thing too, is if you know what should happen, then sometimes what actually happens hits different. Because it's like, if there's a lot of foreshadowing that someone's going to die, and then they don't die, you're like, yo, that's crazy. He definitely like should have died. And it's like, what's the story of someone not dying that should have died? It's like the story is enhanced, and you can tell I think a more nuanced like truth if you are able to play with like karma or play with the idea of balance, or like, because most of the time how someone is acting in a show is going to be what happens to them in the show. If someone's like a good guy, good character, doing the right thing, they usually end up like winning or being okay. And someone has really bad karma in the show, you're like, oh, they're cruising for a bruise and like it's going to get them.
Yeah.
It's like easy to almost every show, every movie is like that.
Yeah. Breaking Bad, for sure.
Yeah, right.
And Game of Thrones type shit.
Right. So yeah, no matter how bad, did any part of you want Walt to get away with it?
A little bit, for sure.
Yeah, right.
For sure.
Oh my God.
For sure.
I was trying to explain that to my dad, and he's like, "That's not Breaking Bad. Like, you obviously want Walt to get stopped by the end of it." I'm like,
not really.
I don't know. There's just a me thing.
Get in, get the money, get out clean. That's been the mission the entire time since season 1, bro.
Yeah, that's every show. That's everything. You know, like all the bank robbery movies, the Ocean's 11s, the fucking Need for Speeds, Fast and Furiouses. That's like a lot of what we're hoping the protagonist gets. You know, does his thing, hits his lick or whatever, succeeds,
accomplishes the goal that they set out to accomplish in the beginning.
Yeah,
whatever that was.
But I guess like somewhere along the way, I guess you're supposed to realize that Jesse Pinkman was the real good guy in the show, even though he was like allegedly more of a scumbag at the very beginning.
I will say, yeah, they started off on opposite sides of the spectrum, but then like rotated throughout.
Yeah, so that's supposed to be it's like when the good guy succeeds and gets away with it. That's like when Jesse is like screaming in the car. That's that moment. It's like when Walt dies, that's the bad guy dying. It's like you want that. You want the good guy to get away and you want the bad guy to die, right? It's like, so then don't tell me you wanted Walt to live at the end, bro. You don't know what you're talking about. And I'm like, damn, Dad, Dad's good at he's good at stories, bro. You know, went to school to learn how to tell stories better on some level.
But no, I definitely felt that throughout the entirety of watching it.
Me too.
Definitely the first time.
You can't tell me what I feel.
It's like, come on, Walt.
Same thing with fucking.
But you know, he's fucked up.
Better Call Saul. I'm hoping he gets away with it too. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm hoping he can like turn the plane upside down. And Denzel Washington, I'm hoping he gets away with it in that movie too.
Yeah.
On some level, yeah. But maybe it's because some protagonists just win your heart. Like when Walt says someone knocks on the door at 2 a.m. and gets shot. So you think that of me? It's like, you know, I am the one who knocks. I'm like, oh shit, dog. I fuck with this guy.
He's dropping bars.
I'm trying to follow this guy. But like, obviously, he's a bad guy. But he won my heart. That's the
yeah. And he starts out so sweet, or like, you know, relatively sweet and innocent, trying to do something right for his family and make sure that if they're okay when he's gone, and just fucking dealing with the circumstances of life, the not even unjust, you know, the randomness of like, all right, never smoked a day in your life. Premise of Breaking Bad: he gets lung cancer. Never smoked a day in his life. Just a little chemistry professor for high schoolers. And now he's going to die in the next, whatever. He's got terminal lung cancer. Yeah, right? Yeah, lung cancer. So he takes that information and then it's like, all right, fuck this. I got to do something before I'm out of here. And that's pretty much the whole premise of the show. But so he starts out like in that vein, you know? It's like, I'm just trying to do some shit here, man. I'm just trying to handle circumstances that's been dealt to me in the best way I can and make a mark before I leave. Leave something for my family. And you're like, come on, man. Do that, man. Yeah. And it goes from that to like, I am Heisenberg, bitch. I am the one who knocks. It's like, oh man, yeah, he kind of lost his soul a little bit.
Yeah. I think that same thing happened to Drake on some level.
Oh, okay. How so?
I think he just hit the point where he was Heisenberg. And it's like, we needed Walt. We needed Walt. Nothing was the same, Walt.
Tuscan leather.
Come on, man. Yeah, I was just thinking about Drake because I think Champagne Poetry might be one of the best albums I've ever heard.
Which one?
What's it called? It's not called Champagne Poetry, but the album.
That one's CLB, right?
Yeah, Certified Lover Boy.
Champagne Poetry is the first song on there, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's got everything.
It hits.
It's got, what do you want? It's got everything.
Yeah.
Trust I know that, trust I know. There's like, I can think, you got, okay, for you want a beat switch, you got Champagne Poetry. Well, you want some deep, gut-wrenching soulfulness, listen to fucking Fans. The switch up on that song is insane. Then you got Get Along Better. Like, I don't want to try to sing like him because he's got auto-tune. He cheats, but like just pouring his heart out like at the top of his lungs on some parts, and it's just like emotionally like will pull you in. Then it's like, what do you want? Bars? You only live twice. We got that. You want just like hip hop? We got Rick Ross on a song doing
CLB.
Yeah,
Right. Yeah. He's got a Fair Trade. Travis Scott. I fucking love that song.
amazing.
I Miss
dog.
You Too with Kid Cudi. I love that song.
It's got everything, bro.
No
That's
Friends in the Industry. I love that song.
like there's so many different like all the types of hip hop songs that I like. It's got one of all of those. Pipe Down,
Pipe Down's great.
Love All, Race My Mind, bro. Like Race My Mind, probably one of my favorite songs on the album. It's just so tapped into a true relationship dysfunction that I can relate to in such a drizzy way, which is my favorite way to relate to anything from that emotion, from that feeling of like confidence, success, ease, like. But like I still have problems. These are my problems. But I'm obviously the confident winner that can handle it all. So it's nice not to be like, oh, I'm getting crushed by these problems. I'm a loser.
Yeah.
It's like, no, even full blown savages have these problems. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
You can't escape the problems.
anyways, but then it's like, where did we lose him? How did you go from like Scorpion? I thought that was one of the best albums I'd ever heard.
I love Scorpion.
So good. Certified Lover Boy. Maybe the best album, hip hop album. Like if I had to pick one to listen to for the rest of my life, I might pick that album.
Damn. Let's go.
It's fucking good. But now we hate him? Like
I don't know if we hate him per se. He definitely lost in the perceived battle
Germany
between
post World War II, dude.
yeah, dude, between him and Kendrick. Kendrick, at least the my perception of the social perception of what happened between those two rappers was like just Kendrick won, and now Drake's like he got him at the Super Bowl, bro. He got everyone in that fucking stadium screaming A minor and calling him a pedophile. Like that's pretty wild, bro. That's pretty deep. That's pretty deep in the hip hop beef industry.
Yeah, I don't like saying I like Drake anymore.
Yeah, right. Something happened there.
What do you like, pedophiles? No, I like Drake.
You supporting Canadian pedophiles, son?
Certified Lover Boy.
This is America.
Nothing was the same. What's that album called? I keep forgetting what the albums are called
Yeah,
now.
nothing was the same.
Yeah, okay.
That was the second one, right? When was it's like him in the sky background.
I thought Nothing Was the
Profile
Same
of
is
his
a
face.
song title too, right? Nothing Was the Same, yeah. Maybe that's just a different song.
It could be. He definitely uses those bars in a couple of different of the songs, like off that Nothing Was the Same album. The I still been drinking on and on.
That's what I'm saying.
Smoking on and on. Yeah.
Smoking
No,
on
no,
and on.
no.
Because I heard a guy
That song's great.
I heard a guy do an acoustic guitar cover of that song where he sang it like a almost emo guy, and it was fucking hard. I was
Nice.
like, started singing.
Dragging on the low. Mild on the low.
I still been. Yeah.
Nothing was the same. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's called Nothing Was the Same, right?
Okay, cool. Getting old. I have a hard time remembering what these albums are called sometimes.
Furthest Thing. I think maybe it was Furthest Thing. Furthest Thing from Perfect. Like,
Everyone I know. Let's dig in the Rolodex.
regardless, but maybe it's just a natural, and maybe it's like a Patty Mahomes, Steph Curry type shit where you're just running the fucking meta for too long. Tom Brady's disease, and people don't like you running the meta for too long.
True.
You know, I think that partially played into it. So maybe we were looking for Drake to fall, and maybe some people within the hip hop industry and community for sure had the belief that Kendrick is a better rapper, quote unquote, or lyricist or whatever it may be, more true, more. I'm not sure what it is, but Drake definitely was running this shit. Yeah, he was winning. He was winning whatever metric you want to use. You know, it's like with Jordan, it's easy because he's got rings. And Tom Brady's got 7 championships, whatever the championship metric is. I guess Grammys or Billboards or week on number 1 or streams, money, whatever.
They don't have one.
Whatever it is, there's some sort of metric going on there. I'm not sure. I think it was just kind of common knowledge, though. I'm not sure exactly how Drake was winning or his Grammy to Grammy, like artist comparison with other people in the industry.
Your wifey, your wifey, your wife. He talks about it all the time.
Right. So like he was just running the shit for a while. Same way like Patty Mahomes, people want him to lose now. And like Steph, I'm not sure people want Steph to lose. He's kind of a sweetheart. But people probably aren't rooting super hard for Steph. Maybe some people are just like diehard fans, but some people probably who are not as invested. Maybe if your team is eliminated in the playoffs, you probably just want someone else to win, you know, than the person who's been winning the whole time.
Yeah.
Give someone else a fucking turn,
something
bro.
different to happen.
Yeah, exactly. Something different to happen.
Yeah, we don't like saying Yankee, 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 Yankee like years in a row. That's boring, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's the truth. Someone gets to the top and they dominate usually.
Yeah. Steph did it. Motherfucking Patty Mahomes did it. Drake did it. So I think it might just be that partially playing into the way that people are, or the way that people have perceived him now.
Yeah.
But he's definitely a little bit different, or feels a little bit different after all the beef.
Just he crossed the line, I think, when he made Her Loss too, where he was just like, "Fuck these bitches." Like every song, bro. He's just like too much of a savage. Where I'm just like, what is? I think they're trying to make more like trap music, maybe, but it's definitely like
Got that 21 influence.
yeah. But it's a whole lot of stuff I don't want to embody. Where I'm like, I don't even really want to be singing this. But there's other parts of other albums where it's just like so fucking true, and he's doing the thing, but he's not like. I feel like he kept evolving, and then at some point he evolved into like a red-eyed fucking scary black dragon version of himself. It's like, whoa, don't burn the city down, holy shit, bro. He's like, oh. It's like, yo, you should have stopped somewhere, goddamn. You were in a sweet spot with Certified Lover Boy.
Sweet spot. Was that before or after her loss?
Before,
right?
Yeah.
Certified Lover Boy, her loss, and then the third one was it? Honestly, never mind.
Yeah, that was like,
supposed to be kind of like a trilogy of albums, kind of.
Yeah, the Honestly Nevermind stuff is crazy. I don't know. It's a lot more like EDM, house music.
For sure.
So I'm not sure exactly what the art is there. Maybe it's like go crazy, go too crazy, chill out. I don't know.
Rebalance. I don't know. But yeah, it feels weird. I guess to your point, it just feels kind of weird to mention. It's like, I still fuck with Drake. And people are like, he lost the battle. He's a pedophile. What are you doing? He's old news.
Dude, Kendrick's discography.
I feel like that happened a little bit.
Yeah, totally.
Right?
Totally. It's like, y'all are cracked. I don't. And maybe I'm like, is this me? I just got old. Over the
I'm
Drake,
old now. Fuck.
On the Drake and Kendrick beef, I got old. Like the rest of the world is just like Kendrick is the guy. Like, but if
then he came out with Luther, bro. He came out with Luther after that bitch, dog.
Oh, he did.
He played that bitch in the Super Bowl, dog. I couldn't even fully appreciate it because I've only heard that song like one time before I heard it at the Super Bowl. But I knew, I was like, oh, this is that song with SZA that goes hard. That's all I knew. But yeah, listening to it more so afterwards, like the following weeks, I was like, oh, this song goes fucking bananas. I think that song's the longest running #1 at the moment in 2025, this year so far. Song bangs.
It's perfect. It's perfect alignment. You got to have a song that does well on the radio, on the streamers, and on TikTok.
Hey.
Make him multiply.
He wins. He wins in the first 30 seconds of that song. You're fucking in. I'm in.
Yep.
It's like, oh, he's going off right here. This is awesome. I don't know what it is about that. Just that's not anything crazy.
No, it's so chill.
No crazy flow. No crazy like intricacy with the fucking delivery. It's just very like which is a little bit of nuance to it, you know, with a little bit of fluctuation in the cadence, but it's not. He's not breaking ground. It's just fucking good. I don't know what to tell you. I'm sorry. It's just a fucking good song.
Did that just come to him one day?
Yeah, I think so.
Take your dreams and make them multiply. Yeah, so then that's kind of going back to just wanting to be open to gut intuition and stuff like that. Yeah. Open myself up to a Luther.
To find that bar.
Yeah. It's like, because it works like in a gradient. It's like if you're really tapped in and really open, it's like you're not just like one step closer to maybe writing a good song. It feels like you're like a lifetime closer, depending on how far you get. It's like, it's so different to being tapped in versus being just kind of like cold, or however you would describe it, you know? I would think like emotionally burdened, distracted, sped up, closed off energy wise.
Yeah. Well, yeah, your energy's not, maybe you're not harnessing the fullness of your energy potential, you know? Maybe energy's being diverted through distraction, or not even like distraction per se. Maybe it's like necessary life thing that you need to give attention to, or whatever.
Right.
Something that's going on for real. But if you're able to like take all that and keep it for yourself, or not keep it for yourself exactly, but you know, to harness it all and to like fucking go Super Saiyan like Goku. Like, yeah. You're just like, hold on, let me bring all that back here. It's like, yeah, come on.
Yeah.
And then you're like tapped into that intuition, or that. It's crazy because you were talking about this. This is a guy on Joe Rogan who's talking about the ability to like have telepathy, or like go somewhere mentally, while being in the same place physically, and like actually see what's going on in other parts of the physical world through a mental capacity that we all have. I think that doesn't make sense to me, as far as like we have an imagination, whatever the fuck that thing is, we can go to it, and like maybe there's different levels of imagination, and we can like travel through that, and like whatever. But I was gonna say that has the same like the I mentioned it the show last time, Stranger Things, during the D&D episode, but like that's like part of the premise of that show too, is the government was running experiments to try and access that place. And then whenever they were accessing that place, they like stumbled upon something that they shouldn't have. And like, it's like the upside down, or like the evil force, or like the reciprocal of our world here. There's like an underworld, and they like tapped into it and pissed some things off, and now like we're connected to that underworld, and now we're having to deal with that shit. But it's like part of the what like 11's like the main character, or one of the main characters for sure. She's like the one who's like had the experiments run on her, and she has like superpowers to a degree. But part of those superpowers is if she goes into like a sensory deprivation tank, or like water with a whole bunch of salt in it, or Epsom salt, whatever it is, some sort of chemical balanced water to get her to float on top of it and like meditate more or less, and like lose her surrounding sensory input. She could like cover her eyes, get in that water tank. She could travel to other places and see what's going on there. And that was like part of what they were trying to do, to like see, like spy on Russian government officials or who they're talking to, and try to get more intel and information for government type shit. But it's part of the premise of that show too. But I mean, all that to say, it's cool that other people are thinking about this kind of shit, because that like makes sense to me, at least a little bit. You know, I can kind of follow that abstraction, because I believe in that other place. That intuition is a real thing. You can like pluck stuff out of the fucking nothingness, and then all of a sudden, the thing that you plucked out of nothing, and then say the word strawberry milkshake, and it's like someone's like, dude, I was just thinking about ordering a strawberry milkshake right now. Like I'm at Whataburger or whatever.
Yeah.
Like the timing of that shit is gonna fuck somebody up.
Yeah. If you get in that zone and you do it like 3 or 4 times in a row, you're like, this shit's real, dog. That's like the knowingness of it is
that
so...
other place is going on, and I'm like traveling to it.
Yeah, then you come back to this feeling, and you're like, was that like, what is that? Is that real? This guy on the podcast makes it sound real. I'm like, bro, there's times when you fucking know. You're like in it, dog. There's times where I'm playing basketball in that thing, and I'm just like making everything. I'm like, it doesn't even. I'm not thinking about any of it. It's just like. It's not a body mind thing. It's like just staying on the rhythm, staying on the vibe, and then even just one bad thought can throw you out of there. Sometimes it's
fragile.
It is fragile, and I think you could be more fragile if you're not like fortified. Like in the Harry Potter movies, in the books, Snape has to try to teach Harry this thing where he like closes his mind. I think it's called like occlumency, something like that.
Okay.
And it's like Voldemort has a pathway into Harry's mind. And so if he's not, because what happens is Harry has a dream that Voldemort's going to attack Ron's dad. And then he tells everybody, and then they go save him. And then he realizes like their minds are connected. But then they realize that Voldemort realizes that their minds are connected. And then they're like, we have to teach you how to do this thing so that you can stop people from going into your mind. It's like a magic. It's basically like
a force field.
Yeah, like a force field around your mind, or like a meditative like looseness, or it's how I visualize it, so that like something can't get in there. You know, like there's nothing to penetrate. It's like still.
Because I was thinking about the opposite, or like fortifying it, or like fucking making a fortress, making like a metal encasing around it.
Yeah, true.
Nothing can penetrate. But then that also makes more sense too. It's like instead of like being a solid that someone can enter and penetrate, make it a fucking gas. You know what I'm saying? Like how are you gonna corral the gas? Like I'm just part of the atoms in the air, dog. Yeah. Like I don't exist, dog.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's very different. That's very different.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think they describe it as one way or the other. It's kind of like this meditation thing where he has to like not let him in. Yeah. But like when I think about
the desired outcome is just preventing intruders into your psyche.
Totally.
Yeah.
And I think you have to do that in real life too.
Yeah.
To not lose your touch on the pulse of what's happening outside of you. Because it's real easy just to basketball, get upset, like start talking shit. Even if I start getting too excited, I'll lose it. Gotta really stay zen down. If I get like too competitive with someone who's getting real physical, and I'm like, no, fuck this kid up. It's like I could lose it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I really just gotta be like loose and in my own rhythm. Or like that's why I like playing with the headphone, and sometimes because I can just like stay on whatever this is. Like I'll just be sitting there,
the song is
dancing in the corner, you know, like nothing crazy, but a light little emote, you know, because it's like I don't really care I can feel it right now.
Like dance on 3, like you know, saying not a 10, not a 7.
Yeah,
nice little 2 or 3.
And it's like they're arguing about the foul or whatever, and I'm just like, are we ready? All right, sweet, give me that rock. Bang, let's go.
Yeah,
nothing crazy. Now I'm just having a good time. Because as soon as I start being like, it'll leave. You gotta be careful.
Yeah.
So yeah, this sounds like some woo-woo ass shit, but I just watched the whole podcast on it not being woo-woo shit. It's weird being like, I spent like years thinking that this was a thing, and then it turns out like we were right, that being tapped into the wave, feeling wavy, feeling like a psychedelic level of intuition.
Yeah, serendipity.
That we at one point I thought to myself, I should live my life to be a conduit for this thing. Like I should create my habits and rituals around making myself as open as possible to life's influence on me, so that I'm not fucking up my own life. I'm just going like where my gut kind of tells me to go and what feels like the right thing. Because like what we see isn't what is. It's like things can look bad, but they're good for you. Things can seem awesome, but then they're terrible for you.
Facts.
It's like, what do you follow if you don't know what to trust, you know? And then this guy's like on a podcast telling you that. I think maybe that's what church is telling you sometimes, you know? It's like to do the right thing or to follow Christ is the way and the truth and the light. So how do you follow Christ? It's like, I guess you try to learn, have like a idea of what that means through study. And then also like following the intuition of what's right and wrong, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 100%. It's a feeling thing for sure, but it's also you gotta be careful not to do because it has it feels right. It's like you had mentioned that, and that was that sparked that in my mind, this thought. But because you can't, because what you see is not what is, you know, and vice versa. It's like you can't. There's another realm going on here. We have imagination. We all know that imagination is real. We all have dreams. Dreams are real. Sometimes you don't remember them, and sometimes they seem so random that you have no idea even how to possibly dissect it or give any meaning or gather any meaning from the symbolism behind your dreams. But like we have them. Like they're not. When someone says I had a dream last night, you're like, what the fuck is that? Like everyone knows what that is. So we all are in agreement that this dream place, this place where we can close our eyes and imagine something. You can daydream too. You don't have to close your eyes, but you can like visualize and see things that aren't here right now. It's like that place is real, and that place is maybe that's just like the doorway into like a crazier, grander, infinitely more complex and gargantuan version of that little imagination dream perception that we have. Or we're like, maybe that's like a whole different realm that is going on. Regardless, we at least have those two places, our imagination and our dreams. Those are real for sure. Irrefutably so. Everyone knows what those are. Everyone can do it, at least for the most part. Is there anyone that you think they can't like, so if I imagine a strawberry, imagine a purple strawberry. It's like, how many people can't do that?
I think there's people that don't do it naturally. That's not how they visualize the world. But I think that everybody probably can. I don't make it. I can animate like a GIF if I want to.
I can make it dance.
I can hit the Dougie, bro. Like,
yeah, it's got a strawberry with like fucking stick arms, like Mickey Mouse hand gloves, and like some stick legs, and it's just fucking.
Yeah, exactly.
So we have that place. That place is real. So regardless of what you say about the fucking, if we're like the woo-woo talk of like tangible, non-tangible, or here and not here, or like another realm, it's like it sounds, or another dimension. It sounds crazy when you put it like that, but it's just like factual. Like that's what's going on here. There's that other place, and we have this place. And whenever you're able to bridge those gaps, or maybe we have a line just like inherently attached to that place. I guess we must, because we can do it. You know what I'm saying? If we couldn't do it, maybe we would be like cut off from that place. But we can visualize in our minds, see things. We can go to a beach in our mind right now if you wanted to. Just imagine a beach, like feel the sand, feel the heat from the sand on your back. Feel like the towel, the linen fiber of the cloth on the towel on your back. That's on the beach. It's on the sand. It's hot sand from the sun. Waves are crashing in. Seagulls are. You can go there. You can go there right now.
Dude, so. Yeah, when we do that was crazy. I think everybody got there from your description.
Yeah, you can just go there.
Is that just an Etch-a-Sketch? Like, you could just draw things in your mind when you're bored and then just erase them? Like, how does that...
I think partially, yes. I think we have a connection to that place. And then, I guess that place also... Maybe it's a two-way street to that place. Because sometimes you could draw the thing with your own mind, or like with your own conscious intention of imagine a beach. And then sometimes it's the opposite. Or it's like sometimes you'll just get a vision or something, like a thought of a milkshake or a thought of like a protein bar or something. Or maybe you'll perceive something from that place, and then you get it in this physical realm in your mind or in your imagination, and you could like play with it how you want to, or try to interpret it how you want to, or dismiss it completely, or trust it completely, I guess. But that shit's going on. That's real. We're not even like woo-woo anymore. Like that's just happening. I'm not sure what's going on in that place, but I think that's where the intuition comes from. Maybe it's when the two-way street kicks back the feedback to you. It's just a line of communication, really, you know what I'm saying, to and from. Maybe we get some information from that place. And maybe whenever we're tapped in, we're able to meet halfway, or maybe we're able to interpret the signals that were like the Morse code from this imaginary, non-tangible realm. We're able to like interpret the message correctly, or interpret the the thing or think about the thing in the proper way and handle it, and then we receive information, we digest and handle it properly, put it in its proper box, or use it in the proper way it needs to, and then like it results in a serendipitous moment or something like that. So I think that intuition, that shit's real as hell.
Yeah.
You know?
It is. It is. I think it's easy to say that it's not real if you don't have experience with it. Same thing with probably like the Holy Spirit or God or something like that. It's like if especially because life can feel so flat sometimes. It's like there is no like outside help. It's like there are these like cold, hard, steel bar rules about life, and no one can escape that. But then there's other times where it's like you are experiencing something different, and then and it's like that's why it feels so crazy. You're like, oh my gosh, this is insane. My mind's blown right now because it's normally we live in this like, is life flat? Like, is the Earth just like round and gravity, and there ain't nothing crazy going on here? Like,
it is what it is.
Yeah, it's like science makes it seem like science is real and magic is not real. It's like, what is magic? What are we talking about? Fucking card tricks here? Or like being able to know someone's going to call you right before they call you? Like, dude, I sound like a crazy person, but I swear to you, I know when someone's texting me. It happens, I would say 80% of the time. I have a thought of that person. Like I think about
like a notification.
Yeah.
Just pop into your matrix.
It'll pop into it like a thought about like I should have called them back about this or whatever, or I'll be like, maybe like I was trying to work things out with the babysitter for next week, and then I was thinking to myself, like, I had texted the babysitter and then texted a lot of people on the shifts, and then my brain was like, nobody's texted me about a shift yet, and it's been a while since I texted the babysitter. And like as I'm thinking that, bloop, the text from the babysitter. And I'm just like not even surprised anymore, bro. It's like something will occur. It's not like they're calling you, but it's like a thought happens. They come into my matrix, and then I think about something with them, and then it's like Julian's calling me, and I'm like, oh yeah. Like this morning, I was like, Julian didn't call me back last night. That was kind of weird, but maybe he was just passed out sleeping. Julian's calling me. Sorry, bro, I was passed out sleeping. It's like, what the fuck, dude? It's crazy.
Yeah, the intuition. It's a real place, man.
I think you can make yourself more susceptible to it. I'm not saying I'm doing like a great job of doing that, or maybe my proclivity was higher, or openness is a trait that allows you to see that more.
Open that pathway up a little more.
Sure, just off a base stat without work. I don't know, but we have it a lot. I think it's flow state engagement is a lot of what will allow you to get it naturally without like having to figure out how you're getting that. It's just like when you're doing something that you love to do and it feels good and you're really enjoying it, you're just crushing. Like that maitre d' on season 1 of White Lotus.
Yeah.
It's just like, what does he say when he leaves the floor?
You're just like, damn, that was a good seating. That was the best seating in my fucking life. Just seeing the guests for dinner and walking around saying hi, pulling out chairs, pouring some wine.
Yeah.
Just like all smiles.
Hitting a spin move around a waiter.
Yeah.
Dropping the menu off. Yeah, like that vibe, that electricity, that'll let you like know stuff that you're like outside of yourself maybe is why. I don't know. If I knew exactly why, I'd write a book about it.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Yeah.
But I think we're talking about kind of an abstract thing, literally. But I think we're hitting some shit, because I think I remember you were saying a thing, then I went off on a tangent about something else. But you had mentioned that because we can't really see what's going on between us and that other realm. Like what we see here is not exactly reflective of, or maybe indicative directly of what is actually happening in the metaphysical realm, or like the place that precedes this, that gives us the ability to have imagination and life at all. Maybe something's going on over there, and we can't see exactly what's happening translative directly across. So we're making our best guess, and so we have to do what feels right, or it has like that what your gut feeling is inclined towards is like always a good indicator. I think it's been scientifically proven, or maybe I've just heard this. Maybe it's not even true, but like your gut feeling is typically right. Like more often than not, probably like 60% of the time, 70% of the time, whatever it is. But it's more often than not, you should just go with your initial feeling of what the right choice is. Yeah, for the most part. If you have a good orientation, that's the other thing too. Because you had mentioned, like you have to be able to do what feels right or feels good. Maybe not feels good, because like feels good could be like positive pleasure, but like maybe feels right is a better way of looking at it. Maybe like if you've attuned yourself to want to do the hard thing naturally, then you would feel more inclined to do the hard thing anyway. So then in that instance, you would do what feels good, even though it's a harder thing. But maybe like feeling right. But we have to have our own perception of what the hell feeling right is, and what are we oriented towards, and what's our guiding force in that, you know what I'm saying? Because if you're doing just what feels good, that's like in the moment, you know, moment to moment, or in the singularity of this moment right now, what feels good. So I probably shouldn't be doing that. It's probably a different, but it is feel good. It is feel good, or like gives your life more meaning, gives you more happiness. Meaning is just like meta happiness, or like happier than happiness, deeper than happiness. So whatever gives your life more meaning and purpose, and that feeling of magic, or, you know, where we're like, the world's not flat. This shit's crazy. Whatever gives you more of that shit, maybe you'll be able to get your gut feeling attuned to that thing, and then your gut feeling will naturally just kind of put you in that direction, because we don't know what's going on here. We don't know the fullness.
No.
We get a sliver.
I think there's a piece of your brain that can go into the quantum and say pertinent information. And what you do with that is like that's a whole different thing you got to figure out. But your intuition just being this sensory thing that you have, that like, and if like time, people say time is a flat circle, right? It's like everything that is happening, has happened, is happened, will happen. It's all happening right now at the same time, but you just perceive time as like
as this moment.
Right. So it's like, if that's true, then it's definitely not out of the spectrum that we could perceive things that are happening right now but happen later in the now.
Yeah.
And then just be like, this is pertinent information. This is pertinent. But then like you have to be able to, that's why it reminds me of like a seer from like Vikings or Game of Thrones. Well, there's no seer in Game of Thrones, but it's like they always go to the seer, and then the seer tells them like information, but then they're like, what do I do with that? What does that mean? And then they're like, he's like, I don't deal in meanings or whatever, you know, like you can't help them actually. Here's what you should do.
It just gives you a dream, and you have to like interpret it.
More or less, yeah. Like that's always what it is. It's never a true, this is what you should do. It's like, here's a riddle for you to solve. And I think that's kind of intuition, is like it's like pertinent information. It's like someone you love will betray you. It's like, well, that's like always true for everyone ever, you know? It's like, well, it's also true for you. Like, I don't know, watch out for that. And then they usually end up thinking like, oh, it's going to be my lover. It's going to be the one that betrays me. But it's like really a twist, and something happens that they didn't expect. It's like, oh, the seer told you. You could have expected it.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, but I couldn't. Like, actually going to the seer to try to find out distracted me from being able to see it happen in real time, is usually how the trope plays out.
Yeah, right.
It's like you never should have gone to the seer in the first place. You were over-seeking. So that's kind of what intuition can feel like sometimes. Maybe it's like a metaphor or translation for that sometimes. But
we can't do.
I think you usually can figure out how to follow that pertinent information.
Yeah.
Based on the gut feeling it gives you. It's like, especially if you're aligned properly, so that good things are appreciated and bad things aren't appreciated. You have your red flags set as red flags, and your green flags set as green flags. Like,
there you go. Yeah.
It's like, that's a red flag feeling for sure. And I typically have good red flag feelings.
Yeah, my red flag radar or whatever.
Yeah. Or like how do you trust somebody? It's like that green flag feels genuine, true.
Yeah.
Right.
I remember that about whenever we came back to the spot after we had left for those months. And then it's like, oh yeah, this is employee right here. She wants to get hired. Or I guess she did get hired, and like, I guess like she's here to do paperwork, or maybe get like a final interview with you. Now I was like, okay, well, I didn't hire this person. I just need to get a feel for them. I just need to, not a full final or like a formalized second interview exactly, but just, I need to get a feel for this person. I just need to talk to them for like 2 minutes. I guess check the green flags and the red flags. I'm not even really looking for any answers or questions I need to ask them that are really pertinent, because like I said, they already got the job, quote unquote. But I just need to get a general feel for who this person is, and like, yeah, look for the red flags and the green flags. And it's not even, it's not. I guess it is. It could be translated directly to dialogue that they say, or answers that they give me, or the way they present themselves. But like the body language and just the overall feeling is more intuitive, you know, or more like telling.
Yeah.
At least for the most part.
Yeah.
I think we all have that, at least a little bit, where like you can feel someone, you can feel a general vibe about them.
Yeah, what is that? You
right?
Know? That's
yeah,
not
exactly.
a sense.
Nah.
Like touch and taste. It's
no.
like a different sense.
Not at all. Yeah, it's something that's beyond the five, whatever. We can't taste it, you can't touch it, you can feel it. It's like temperature, but it's not
sometimes the thing
skin contact or like tactile.
Don't have that sense overly developed.
Maybe that's it. Maybe we won't have it, but it's just different levels of development for each person. It's a stat in the video game.
Have you ever like someone comes up to your friend group, talks for like 5 minutes, then leaves, and then in your brain you're kind of like, well, that guy's a douchebag, and then one of your other friends is like, I fucking love that guy, man, he's the best, and you're just like, what? And then sometimes I'm like, well, maybe it's like I don't get it. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I'm like, I don't know this person well enough to understand.
I don't have enough information.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
But then sometimes I feel like if we both encounter someone, like maybe we both went to a restaurant and then the server was like, I don't know, had like an attitude or kind of weird energy, and then they leave and I'll be like, Grace, that guy's fucking like off, right? She's like, no, he was great. What are you talking about? My sister's usually on the same page with me, but I've seen there's times where there's like a disconnect where people don't know what I'm talking about, and I'm like, I don't think I'm wrong. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I'm willing to give like the benefit of the doubt before I like create judgment. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
maybe I just caught him on a bad day.
yeah, you know, you never know. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's funny because the opposite will happen for sure as well. Like everyone's been there, or like where you're talking to somebody, and then somebody else enters your dialogue and becomes a trialogue, the little triangle, and that person dips and back to your regular dialogue, and then the other person's like, man, I fucking hate that guy. That guy's so annoying, and you're like, right?
yeah.
So we definitely know that's a feeling for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
It's maybe not even what they said at that particular moment, but it's just like the iterations of annoyance across time that has led this person to be like, God, that guy's fucking annoying, dude.
Yeah.
It could be. Yeah. And then they could be completely separate instances. Or maybe someone could say that and it could be like revelatory to you. They're like, you're like the new kid in the school, and then you come in and then someone dips off in the same sort of way. You're talking to somebody, third person enters the chat, leaves the chat, and then you're just like, I don't know what it is about him, but I just fucking hate that guy. And then the other person who's like been at the school is like, nah, dude, yeah, everyone hates that fucking guy, dude.
He sucks.
Like, oh, okay, thank God. I'm like, I thought I was tripping.
Yeah.
I thought I was just like maybe falsely interpreting the reality of what's going on here.
Yeah.
And it's like, I thought I was being a little over judgmental, or I was a little, I don't know what it is, you know?
Yeah, because we want to be
give the benefit of the
chill.
doubt for the most part.
Not cast judgment.
Most people, yeah. It's like, man, I don't know what it is about that guy, but like, yeah, he definitely has some sort of something going on.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or she, whatever.
So yeah, we're feeling that. What is that like?
That's intuition to a degree,
their
right?
energy, or like you were feeling his energy, but they know from experience.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's weird. I don't know what's going on there. We're doing something though.
Yeah, it's tied into the same intuition talk, or tapping into another realm that's not here physically.
Yeah, and a lot of times we're making gambles, right? Like if you talk to someone for 30 seconds, you're kind of making a gamble on whether or not your intuition is right about them. But I think that sometimes we get to where we're just hitting a lot of times in a row, and it gets pretty crazy because we're just like, dude, I'm fucking tapped in. Like I know what's going on around me.
Yeah, that's it, right? That's it.
Yeah. Yeah, because we're making a gamble every time we read a table. Because you don't really know that table is like what you think that they're like when you're reading them. But you think they are. Like it's checking the boxes. Like let's say okay, let's say it's like 3 business guys and they're dressed really nice, Rolexes. They started off, or they just they got there and the first thing they want to do is get a few lamb chops and oysters, and they don't even look at the menu. Like my brain is like already kind of like, this is going to be a big tap. Also, they're probably going to want to do like
some nice wine or some nice
wine,
bourbons or something.
Bourbon. That's exactly nice red wine, nice bourbon. It's like that's where I'm hedging, like not like let me give them more attention than the rest of my people, but like, hey, like play good defense here.
Yeah, you know for sure, dude.
Lock in, dog.
Every motherfucking server knows that shit.
Yeah, right.
Everybody. So like, oh shit, this table, I gotta lock in on this table. Like, I gotta fucking eat on this bitch.
I can pull my shorts up.
If I have any, if I want to put myself in the best position possible to make the most money I possibly can, I gotta try as hard as I can right now. Like in order to try as hard as I can, I need to fucking LeBron James push everything else down, dog.
Yeah, totally. But we're making gambles when we do that, because it's like,
yes,
they might not order the red wine. They might be fucking white wine drinkers. But I'm gonna hedge and come and be like, hey, would you guys like to see the wine list? I've got a couple of really great bottles in tonight. It's like that whole dialogue might be like, we weren't wine drinkers. So you lose a little bit of like, this guy's fucking amazing. He knew everything we wanted. That's like the optimum goal. But every time I come in with like intuition and gambles that don't pay off, I get further from being this person that was able to
anticipate needs fully.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But there's times where we're just right, like a lot of times in a row. Like you read all 4 of your tables and you got the good read and you made great recommendations and you crushed all of them. But like, so that's what I'm saying. It's a gamble, but we're also really successful. It's not like the Las Vegas gamble where it's like 50-50 or the house always wins. Some people might have to gamble on that level, but I think for the most part, we're able to have a really like a 90% success rate on some nights. It's like all of the hedges that's insane to do that much fucking guesswork on reality, to read energy and people and be able to like assume to some degree what they would appreciate and enjoy in such a way that they're like really appreciative. Yeah, that's like a form of magic almost. Interact like 10 years ago, you just like meet someone. It's like hard to know what the fuck they got going on. But we just meet so many people, talk to so many people, and read so many tables, so much data.
Yeah, that's the thing that helps us out a lot is the amount, just the sheer amount of interactions we have day to day, week to week.
It's a fuck ton.
Working in the service industry, the restaurant industry specifically, it's like you're talking to and interacting with hundreds, thousands every week. You know, a lot of people, depending on where you're at and whatever you're doing. You could work at a mom and pop restaurant, small town.
Yeah.
But if you're working in a big city, you're talking to a lot of motherfuckers.
Yeah.
A lot of different kinds of, like I said, it also depends on what city you're in. If you're in a big city, I was just going to say, like, if you're in Vegas, you're probably meeting a lot of different kind of people too.
Yeah, that's true.
You're probably seeing a lot of, like, when we're even on the Riverwalk, like in like the downtown, like travel destination places, like you're going to meet a lot of people who are on vacation coming there who aren't from there. So you're going to get a really broad spectrum of like types of people, types of personalities, and types of ways to dialogue and to go back and forth with different personality types and how to read people and how to, you know, do all that shit. Our restaurant's a little bit more consistent with the clientele, people who are like in that area. Not a lot of people traveling from fucking Africa or Asia coming over here to our restaurant specifically. Sometimes, but not if we were downtown, it'd be a different story.
Yeah, totally.
But we were downtown for a while, so we got some of that exposure too.
Yeah, that's tons of people traveling from foreign countries.
Yeah,
people from different parts of America. But one thing that's crazy is working in a really, really high-end restaurant is that we interact people when they're having a really fucking crazy day in their life. Because it's like, if it's your anniversary.
Usually it's a big day.
Yeah. Anniversary, birthday, celebration, graduation. People visiting in town that they haven't seen in years. It's like their son just turned 18. I mean, these are fucking crazy days.
Big ones.
But and not that we take it for granted per se, but on some level we definitely do, because we're like, oh, I gotta go to work. It's like another table. It's like,
get the fuck out of here.
Like these people, like this guy just graduated from the Air Force. This is a fucking crazy day for him. Like just graduated, he's beaming, dude. He's out at dinner and his full fucking graduation stuff with his whole family, who isn't in town usually very often. Fucking Grandma Sue's in town.
Yeah, Grandma.
Like that's crazy on our end. To all these interactions that we have for the most part are these really highly energetic people at like climaxes of their lives. We live in Crescendoville.
Yeah.
And on some level, take it for granted. That's like, I'm like, hey, how are you doing? They're like, I'm crescendoing.
My life is hitting the most meaning I've ever felt in my life.
Yeah.
It's like, whoa, that's awesome, dude.
Yeah, that's really cool that we're just around that kind of energy all the time. I wonder if like we somehow, our energy was like drawn to a pool of that kind of energy. I don't know if that makes sense.
Maybe. Yeah, right? Fuck yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. Because we were like on a pursuit of trying to make people's lives better.
Maximizing life.
Yeah. So we got taken to a building that houses a lot of maximal life.
For sure. Celebrates it, caters to it, makes sure it is experienced at the highest level it can be. You know, if you're gonna go have a birthday, there's only so much hours of the day that you're gonna be consciously awake. So like, how are you gonna maximize that? And then out of that, you're gonna do X amount of things. You got so much to do, and whenever you come to have dinner, you just want to have like there is a best experience possible, but it maxes out because we're like humans, and you can't eat everything. Like you can only eat like one meal.
Yeah,
like we gotta make sure that shit's perfect. You know what I'm saying?
One of my coworkers called it the orgasm.
The Thorgasm?
The orgasm.
Yeah.
So it's like, it can only, like, an orgasm's an orgasm. It's like, eventually you're going to hit that threshold where you gave them the best experience possible. It's like, there is a threshold where it's like, okay, they had the orgasm. It's like, they had the best night that they could possibly have.
Oh my God. One of those.
Yeah. At the end, they're like, Matthew, this was unbelievable.
Everything's amazing.
Unbelievable. We will be back, you know? It's like, that happens for people. That's kind of the goal, I think.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's the maximum experience.
Yeah, I was trying to describe
We're trying to cater that. We're trying to create cultivate an environment where that can happen.
Yes. That's worthwhile as fuck, in my opinion, for sure.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
But yeah, there's something to normal people having regular interactions in their office job. They're not having the same interactions day to day that we're having. And so I don't know if that creates like a different in our personality or experience or our tool belt.
Yeah, or like as far as like reading social situations and different personality types, or the intuition feeling we've been talking about.
Like if frequency and energy, electricity has something to do with our capacity for our brain to function more or to be more tapped into.
Perceptive.
Yeah, exactly. I think maybe being around those interactions more might have charged us up a little bit more than if we were not to be in that same sense. If we're dealing with more doldrum life.
Yeah, I can feel that. That makes sense. I don't know. I guess because there was a point in time where we weren't at the restaurants at all, for COVID.
Yeah.
What is it? Was it easier or harder to get more tapped in or feel more tapped in during that time?
Yeah. I think I could have lived my life in a way where I was still having good intuition and stuff like that, but I wasn't doing super well, so I don't think I was going crazy.
Yeah, I guess I don't know. I guess I was just trying to say that to say like maybe if someone has an office job, it wouldn't necessarily inhibit them from having that or reaching or increasing that vibrational frequency for intuition.
Think so either.
Yeah, and I don't think so.
We developed it.
It is something you develop though. It is. Yeah, right. Yeah, I fucking kicking rocks.
Yeah,
kicking rocks, dog. With working with like 3 people.
Yeah,
minimal social interaction.
It kind of started.
For sure. But I think, there's something in, maybe you have to, either way, you have to develop that frequency and attune yourself to it, regardless of whatever your external situation is. If you were working at a high-end restaurant or working at a fucking office job with 2 other people, or you're working solo, you're driving for Uber, driving for fucking Lyft or Favor, Uber Eats, Grubhub type shit. Do whatever you're doing. Regardless, you have to, maybe we all have the ability and capacity within ourselves to increase our intuitive abilities, the ability to think of what's going to happen and to be more accurately in line with objective reality. I think we all have the ability to do that just naturally. We all dream. We all have imagination. But yeah, it just takes a certain level of honing and trying to get yourself to that vibration, to that frequency through meditation or through doing the right shit, just keeping a clean house, or like you're clean, like maintaining your own hygiene and your own cleanliness, and then doing something sort of physical, maybe something meaningful or like a hobby. Because I guess we have both eventually the ideal would be to have the hobby turn into a job that you get paid for and that you help people in the process of doing the hobby as well. I think everyone can do that, or it's kind of like a baseline belief I got. But either way, if you have some sort of those components in your life that maybe might help you elevate yourself to a higher and higher levels of intuition and perceivability of what's going on here with objective reality.
Yeah.
And you can use that information to conduct yourself in a way that would just generate more of that, more of that, more of that. It's like, the more is more shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Dude, I mean, in the podcast he's talking about, they did like an experiment with top 500 company CEOs, decision makers. And
big balls.
And the people that scored higher on this abilities for like remote viewing, for like this like tapping in more or less, their company scored higher on the fucking like for building wealth versus losing wealth scale. And it got to a point where the scientific conclusion was that there's so many decisions to make all the time. And it's like, how would you be able to, or one of the best factors for making these right decisions, it's like, it's all guesswork. We're all making gambles all the time with all of our decisions.
Your judgment.
Your judgment. Yeah, it's a gamble.
Your judgment's determining your behavior.
And
you're gambling that your judgment's right.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. And the people that were more in this field of intuition, with going with their gut feeling, with like whatever tangibles they could scientifically quantify how you would be able to do this remote viewing, they were like proven on paper to be being more successful. And I'm listening to this just like, dude, what the fuck, bro? Like, I was living my life completely hands off the wheel for a while, just going with the gut more than anything, or like what felt right, what felt wrong, like this intuition feeling, rather than trying to like drive my life to a place, you know? Because it's like, if let's say you walk into a bar to network and it's like one person out of the 100 people there can actually help you. It's like, how would you determine that? Like any regular person, what are you gonna like? You have, let's say you only have enough time to talk to 15 of the 100 people, and one person can help you. What would be your tactic to discovering that one person? Like a lot of people might look for like wealth, status symbols,
someone in the same industry, or some sort of reasonable gap to jump that would get you there.
All of that out the window.
Yeah.
All of that out the window.
Fuck that.
Straight stomach.
Straight gun.
You're probably gonna miss on a couple. Like,
Yeah, for sure. What the fuck do you know? You don't know what's gonna happen.
no, like your gut might be like, well, that guy's dressed sharply and has a nice haircut, so maybe he knows what he's talking about. Or like maybe because I try to dress sharply and have a nice haircut, I would naturally be like, he seems like a friend, so maybe I'll go start there. And then, but ultimately, I think it's gonna be like something in the milieu of your entire life pointing you towards the woman with the black dress on. It's like, I don't know what it is. I feel like maybe because I was watching that show and I was talking about that actress, and then that other lady reminded me of that actress. She kind of reminds me of that actress. That all happened over the last 2 or 3 days. I'm just going to use one of my 15 on this one.
Yeah, there you go.
I think it's more that
That's different.
than it is like, how do I fucking do?
Yeah, the mathematical calculations.
Yeah. I don't know if sometimes math, obviously you have to use math, but I think when you're navigating life and stuff like that, it can be a hindrance.
All logic goes out the window.
Yeah. It's like, woo, 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 woo. What are we doing here?
Yeah. That makes following the white rabbit, like that fucking trope in the Matrix. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't want to go. It's like the very first scene, or one of the very first scenes, is where he walks with, or he doesn't walk with, but he's walked up on in his apartment, knocking on the door, doing business with him. Gets a little message on his computer, follow the white rabbit. He's like, what the hell? Sees the people at the door, exchanges the money or exchanges whatever they were buying, and then sees a white rabbit tattoo, and then just follows the lady to the club. And then in the club, that's where the interaction happens between him and the shit. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, yes. We were talking to a coworker one time about if you were never around church or anyone who was a Christian, how would you know Christ? And I was trying to explain that
You and I were? Or you were?
you and I were in the office talking to one of our coworkers.
Okay, that sounds familiar, because I was going to say, I think I remember this conversation a little bit.
And I was trying
At
to
least I remember
describe,
the premise.
in The Alchemist, when he goes to the well and he meets the lady, like, it's like a feeling he has. He's like, whoa, like, I've loved you in a lot of lifetimes. Like, I need to see you again. And then the person we were sitting with was like, you're talking about, like, the lady in red. And I in the moment, I was just like, yeah, sure. Like, I thought he was just talking about from some other book or some other movie that I hadn't seen. Because I was really trying to describe this alchemist scene where it's like, you could just be living your life and then get overwhelmed with the feeling of like, oh, there's massive importance here.
Mm-hmm.
But in reality, I wish I would have pivoted that conversation because it hit me. I was like, oh, he was talking about it in the Matrix.
The Matrix.
With the lady in red. But she's a distraction. Like, she's built to keep you engaged in the Matrix so that the Matrix can swallow you whole. But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the white rabbit. It's actually a better translation for the metaphor that I'm trying to describe.
Yeah.
Is that I feel like the Holy Spirit or God or Jesus, like, it can give you white rabbits that lead you to him.
Yeah. Or the idea of like a burning bush.
Yeah.
Right. If it's not like a literal burning bush, it's something that would be light, like that would mimic life itself with its depth and intensity and its meaningfulness, that you're able to look at it and be like, whoa. What the fuck? It might not be an actual burning bush, but you'll feel like you're looking at a burning bush. Like, what the fuck is going on with that thing?
Yeah.
And then, like, that could be, like the white rabbits that would lead you. Then you follow it. And you try to talk to it. And you try to interface with it. And you try to incorporate it into the way that you're going to handle your life going forward.
Right.
And that's like what the call is, or like the white rabbit intuition. That fucking.
There's something there.
We're getting woo-woo.
Something working with us that's not just us working on life. It's like life reaching out towards you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's real. I think that's real for everybody. There's a lot of stories, movies, books. It's real. We have to put it into art because we can't quantify it as like, this is sun rises, sun falls. It's like you can't like see it like that. You can't perceive it like that.
Yeah. It's like I think we mentioned it in the beginning of the pod, but just talking about science is like it's like we're trying to discover what the fucking like the walls are. Like what's like the encompassing thing that is Earth? Like what are the rules that keep Earth together? You know what I'm saying? It's like for the laws of physics and like the laws of like our body, not laws of our body, but like our nutritional makeup and our fucking medical advancements. Like we're just technological advancements. We're trying to figure out what's going on here. But ultimately, that's just like what science is doing, is figuring out what's going on here to the best of our ability at the current time with current information. And there's the known unknowns, things that we know that we don't have the capability to get quite yet. It's like, okay, yeah, we need a certain amount of money or a certain type of battery or a certain type of X, Y, or Z to make this experiment work. And whenever we do have that money and that equipment, we can run these experiments and then figure out some of these unknown things, the known unknowns. But there are the unknown unknowns that we're always going to be running into 100, 200 years, 1,000 years down the line. We'll figure those out when we get there. We don't even have the ability to get there quite yet. But it's like science is doing that kind of shit. But there's something that transcends that. That's like the magical part of what you're talking about, like the fucking flat Earth versus like the crazy depth and nuance that you can't even comprehend.
Yeah,
it's like, yeah, I think that's more real. That's the thing that's going to predetermine, or like, I guess, yeah, it's the intangible. It's the no thing. It's the beyond imagination. The thing that generates the generator. Whatever's going on here.
The things that animate us.
The fucking intuition, bro. And you can tap into that thing.
Yeah, if you ever meet someone who just has crazy intuition, they just like figured out a way to like perceive those intuitions out in their mind or in their gut. Like, oh, I just felt something. Sometimes you can feel something and not even realize that you had felt it. Then later you're like, I knew something was off. It's like, did you? It's like when you feel it's off, being like something's off in the now. So that way later you don't have to say, I knew something. It's like, no, I know it now. What is it? Like, let me like try to like without obsessing or getting compulsive about it.
Getting crazy.
Yeah. It's like, can I figure out what it is that I'm feeling right now? And you can sometimes. There's definite moments where it's like I'm doing my gambles based on expectation of reality are hitting so crazy hard that it's like, what are you doing right now that's making you so bang, 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 Steph Curry with the 3-pointer? It's like, I am out of my body. I am literally living in effortlessness world. I'm not thinking about much. I'm just like, I am the task. And I'm not even going like, I am the task. I am the task. It's just like,
yeah, the nothingness, like we're talking about with the Harry Potter mind, like versus like trying to like fucking fortify yourself versus like being nothing.
Yeah.
It's like super protection of the self versus complete opposite disillusion of the self.
Oh,
it's like, I'm nothing, bro.
Oh,
I can't even feel my arm right now. Like,
yeah,
I don't know where my arm starts and the oxygen molecules stop. Like, it's just one thing right here, dog.
Yeah.
That shit's crazy.
That's hard.
And we can get there. I think we were talking about that earlier too. It's like, I think we all have the ability to get that stat generated and increased and add experience to it and level it up. But it takes time. And it takes a conscious effort is the other thing.
Yeah.
You got to try to be following your intuition and seeing what that feeling is like. Man, I don't know. I'll just talk about intuition. I was thinking about people who can intuit, or like, I don't know. Have you heard of stories of people who are super lucky? It's like win contests all the fucking time.
Yeah. It's people have won the lottery twice.
Right.
What the fuck is that?
That sounds like some mob ties type shit.
That don't sound real, dog. That sounds like a fairy tale.
That's McDonald's Monopoly money.
Yeah, no. But I'm with you.
Yeah, so like, are those people just like blessed to be lucky, or are they like manifesting that reality, or is their intuition just like stupid? And maybe because multiple parts of this question, maybe they just have stupid intuition and they're able to generate that intuition and aim it at the purpose of winning contests or winning money. But if they were able to do that, would they also be able to then take that same intuitive power and apply it and aim it towards, I don't know, medical advancement or some shit? So like, that's one question. And then the other one is more base level. It's like, are people just like lucky like that? Or how are they manifesting that reality? Because I've heard stories of people who know people who've won multiple types of contests. And it's not even like the same thing every time. I guess there are some people who go to Vegas or play the slot machines and they win often. Or I've also heard stories of people, friends of friends who, like, yeah, that person like won a car, they won a trip, they won like a, I don't know, X amount of money on a scratch off. They do well in Vegas every time they go. It's just like through every avenue. There's like lucky people or whatever. I'm not even sure what that is. So what is that thing? Is that tapped into intuition, or is that just like natural?
Sometimes I think it's intuition.
This is God given.
I think you could definitely distort your luck. I believe.
I think you could definitely make your luck worse.
Yes.
For sure.
Like having shitty karma is one thing that comes straight to mind.
Facts.
It's hard to like put your finger on them. Like, I don't know. The Bible doesn't tell us that karma is real, so I'm not saying that karma is real like that. But I think if you you can kind of say things like, first of all, negative belief systems. Like if you think like you're a loser and you never win anything and you're not a lucky person, I think that will just like plummet your ability to be lucky.
Facts. I believe 100%.
Also, like, have you ever seen like a main character in a movie who's like, what could possibly go wrong?
After things have already gone wrong?
And then, like something terrible happens like right then, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, so in that sense, no, like everything's going perfect for them.
Oh, okay.
But they're like, there's like a word for it, I can't remember, but it's just like where they think they're doing so
untouchable.
Yeah, they think they're untouchable, or they're giving themselves way more credit than that they deserve. Like they're not being humble enough. So then like God humbles them, or they get humbled in the moment really fast.
Okay, got it.
So if you're like being I can't think of the fucking word. Humble's the closest thing I got to it. Like, you have to be humble so that this doesn't happen. But if you're too
prideful or like arrogant,
yeah, either
boastful.
way, like pride cometh before the fall. So whatever that thing is pointing to.
Yeah,
too much pride can lead to a fall. So that would be like generating unluckiness for yourself. So I think like being real humble and giving like pointing all of the praise outward away from you, like helps generate your positive electric charge towards getting lucky. But also intuition of like, I don't know. Have you ever been like, I'm gonna make that phone call a little bit later, or like when I do something, if I'm trying to like have good timing on it, if it feels like maybe I shouldn't do it right now, then I'll like wait a little bit. Maybe make the call in like 5 minutes when the airways feel a little more clear.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, I'm trying to like feel that out sometimes.
Yeah.
It's like, what time should I get to the gym so that I optimally get to picked up for the first game of basketball without waiting an hour for the first game of basketball? It's like there's a little fucking, oh, I gotta get out the door. Oh, I
gotta leave right now.
Yeah, it's like you just feel it. Then also, like traffic. You ever just like beat all the traffic somehow, and then try to backtrack? Like, what made me leave right then? It's like I didn't make that cup of coffee. Like sometimes I'm like, I gotta go now, and I'm like, but I want to do the do. I'm like, I think you gotta go. I think you gotta go right now. It's like, don't fuck around with the timeline.
Yeah.
Like that feeling happens too. Now, that might just be literally crazy person shit.
That's woo-woo.
Yeah. Like if I start a lot of things with call me crazy, but there's times where you feel something like, hey, I got to leave like right now. Like I know if I'm going to make everything happen, I can feel it. Like I got to get out the door. And then so I'll forego the cup of coffee sometimes. I'll like not finish prepping something I wanted to do before I left, and it's just like boom, go. And then there's times where it happens, and then like I get there and they're like, all right, sweet, that's 10, let's play. And I'm like, pass me the ball right now.
Right where I need to be.
Feeling tapped in.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I don't know. I guess I'm definitely 100% in agreement. You can, I guess what is it? What is it that we're calling luck? Like negative fortune or negative circumstance occurrence, pretty much, or positive circumstance occurrence, at least seemingly from the outside. Because if someone wins the lottery, that could be a bad thing for them, you know? So maybe luck is just, positive or negative occurrence happening in your life, altering your life situation. And then if you have enough negative of those in a row, you say you have bad luck. And I think if you give yourself that belief system, you will incur things to validate it and give you quote unquote bad luck and negative life circumstances repeatedly happening. So I think the opposite is true as well. But I guess I'm not sure how that translates into.
Did I scrap all that shit?
Scrap it.
Not yours, mine.
Scrap. Okay.
But I think it's when people show up on their birthday at a really fancy restaurant, I'm like, so did you catch all the green lights today? Favorite song came on the radio, walked outside and saw your favorite dog. Like, has it just been like fucking juiced up for you, you know? Real meaty day of life, you know?
Just beefy. Yeah. Beefy life perception.
But it's like the thing I'm asking them, because it's like, I think on your birthday or on those special days, sometimes your frequency, your energy can be so good and so high that you're hitting a lot of positive, like, what's the best thing that could have happened in this moment? And then moment to moment, what's the best thing that could have happened? Because you're on the best frequency. So you're digesting the best version of life for you available that day. Mm-hmm. And I think that there's something real in that. That's what the guy in the podcast like clicked in my mind as this is true. Is like it's the stepping towards the city. Like the closer you are towards home frequency, the better reality is where you stand.
The white light that we were talking about last time.
Yeah.
Like the pure white and the pure dark.
Exactly. And sometimes it's your birthday. You just wake up feeling good. Yeah. It's like, are you doing anything holy to feel good? It's like, no, you just feel good. And you are like a holy being. Like, that's enough, you know? Yeah. If it can be just like, that's a very pure thing you're feeling good about. It's your birthday. Yeah. If you're like, all I want for my birthday is a big booty hoe. Preach. Maybe that's not such a bright white light energy. That's why her loss is hard to listen to, because it's not a lot of like pure energy. It's a lot of like, shit's tainted. Like I can't like fucking put that in here right now.
Gotcha.
I don't want to get tainted with my stuff. I'm not trying to track good reality.
Trying to taint my taint. What is this?
Sometimes if you just play a song on an album and it's hip hop and it's like saying a lot of fuck bitches, get money. Sometimes if you're like just in that 3 dancing space and you're not like letting it become you,
influence you.
Yeah, you're just like dancing with it. That's a really high energy. So there's a lot of nuances there, you know, because music can be different things. It's like, are you embodying this thing? Like, oh, I am that orb. Or is it just like, I just want to vibe? And then
Entertainment.
vibe can take you, like, yeah, pure fun. Are you just doing it for pure?
Yeah, just playing.
Just playing?
Play.
Yeah. That's so to get lucky, I'm saying, I think that I think it's a reflection of sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes your natural, how close you are to that pure energy. Because if you're getting closer, then you're having more optimum reality. You might be more likely to get like lucky. And that's, I felt like that's what they're saying
Blessed.
about the CEOs too. It's like, why are they so successful? It's tapped in.
They're just tapped in, bro.
At the highest upper echelon of financial institution, we're just looking at tapped in stat. What the fuck? But then if you ask me why I've been like a successful top 5, top 10 server at the restaurants I've worked at, and you like, how are you doing that? Be like, I'll try being tapped in probably.
Yeah, doing my best and tapping the fuck in.
Yeah. Yeah. Like trying to, I've got like a list of things I need to be doing to feel confident that I'm going to do a good job. And if I've done all those things, my energy is so high. Sometimes it's too high to fail. Like it comes in and pushes all the energy out that's there. That's not like pure celebration. Yeah, that's not like a fucking textbook thing, dude. You can't learn that at school.
Yeah, this guy's trying to quantify it and trying to like point at it scientifically, tangibly, that we could get a grip on.
They were able to. I mean, this shit's fucked. This should fuck the world up, okay? But they were able to use remote viewing to perceive the trends in the silver trade. So he was trading futures on silver. A company was, and then they were asking for funding for their program, and he's like, well, okay, you guys can fucking see the future, woo, guys. It's like, you guys have someone remote view silver futures for me, and I'll give you 10% of all the money that we make. And then they were able to make enough money doing that to like fund the program. And then Joe was like,
they had someone within the organization who could remote view, or they all could.
Yeah, like a lot of them. They were like, this guy was a really great remote viewer. He was one of the best.
And they would remote view and look at the future prices
of silver.
What? Or like they would see, I guess I got questions. Like they would see like the numbers on a screen, or would they see like a map, like a fucking geographical map, and then like see like the silver trade trends? Or like...
In my mind, it's like these circle of people who are going to try to attempt to do it or whatever.
Yeah.
They all have their own like way
method?
They perceive their gut feeling.
Got it.
And then some people are better at different things. Like the way that this guy does it, he's really good at finding locations. So we're trying to find this downed plane, and we can't know exactly where it is. We're going to try to tap this guy into that reality and find it because he's good with that. But this other guy, he's really good at trends because he like can feel swings. He's like, no, that's swinging
probably
down.
More what it is. Yeah, it's probably just it's just up or down. That's it. That's all stocks are. Numbers. That's all numbers are. Just up or down. More or less.
True. Yeah.
Which way is it going?
Better or worse?
It's like, it's going less. It's going big less. It's like sell. Yo, what the fuck?
It made them a lot, like Joe's like, why don't you just keep doing that and make a fuck ton of money? He's like,
are they still doing that?
He's like, no, we're not. We got the funding we needed and we stopped. And then he's like, is it because it's like not right, or like what do you? He's like, it's like not what I'm doing. It's like I'm interested in the remote viewing, not like utilizing it to
make money,
get wealthy, crazy rich. It's like I'm working with like the CIA, and I'm worried. I'm like worried that the Russians will get this, and then who knows what you can really do with this? We're trying to figure out what we could really do with it. You know?
Yeah.
It's like seeing the future or some shit like that.
Pretty much. That's super intuition. Super clear intuition. Intuition is kind of like trying to feel what the future is going to be. It's like, no, I got a bad feeling about this. I'm not going to do that thing because if I do, I got a feeling that the future is going to be bad. Or the opposite. It's like, I feel like I need to do this thing because if I do, the future will be better.
Yeah.
Or maybe you have a super high resolution. How do they develop that super high resolution
ability? They had training. Like they developed a program to try to train these people. They grabbed a batch of new CIA agents. And they were like,
Stranger Things shit, bro.
All right, you CIA agents, you are now the Stranger Things department.
Yeah.
Like, that would be so cool if you're one of those people. Like, I thought I was going to shoot bad guys, but instead, this is crazy.
We're hitting some fucking acid right here, bro. We're hitting some LSD and trying to tap into the quantum.
What?
Yo.
Yeah, so that's what this guy, it's hard for me to even process and digest that that's reality.
It makes sense. Or I guess it's not that far-fetched to me, the idea that we would be doing that, or that there are people, circles of people within our government, or is he said he was a government guy? Right.
Yeah, he started out as a private, I think, scientist and had a company doing this, and then he figured out that it was like real. They had people in the next room, they're doing these experiments where they're going to different parts of the city, all this shit. And then he explains to the head of the CIA what's going on. I think it was maybe the vice president, maybe the president even. And he talks to him for like 45 minutes. It's his window to talk to this guy. And then the guy is like, hey, like cancel everything else I'm doing for the rest of today because I'm talking to this guy for the rest of today.
Yeah.
And they talk to him for like 5 hours. And then they create like a program in the CIA to start like
researching that,
integrating it into our like foreign affairs, like how to deal with Russia or anybody that might be like a superpower that would be trying to harm us.
Damn, that's crazy. That's cool that he was able to like use it for good like that. Because I guess it would make sense to me that there would be groups and circles of people, regardless of if they're in the government or not. It would make sense if they're in the government to like try to utilize it to help us as a country, or maybe to, if it goes in the wrong hands, that could also, I could see that happening as well. So circles of people, it would make sense that we would be investigating this type of thing, because I think that just points to another similar group of people in the 60s or 70s. I think whenever Joe was talking about this on his pod, mentions it multiple times. I think it's MK Ultra,
yeah,
right, where they're like trying to figure out like the uses and utilization, if any, that we could get from LSD and that type of shit,
yeah,
and get people tripping.
I thought it was a truth serum at first.
Yeah, they weren't quite sure what it could do, how we could use it, if we could weaponize it, if it was dangerous or if it was helpful. So they were like, yeah, drugging people up and trying to figure out what the fuck was going on.
Yeah.
So like it makes sense that if we were doing that back in the 70s or whenever that was exactly, that we would be doing that shit continuing the entire time. We probably never stopped. So circles of people are looking for that quantum, the other realm, whatever the fuck's going on here. And it's crazy that these motherfuckers are doing it.
Insane, dude.
That's so crazy.
Insane. Yeah, it makes sense to do it for patriotism to someone who's like 60 or 70 too, because like this world power, like Cold War, Cuban Missile Crisis from the 60s bleeding into the 70s, there was this big like we knew that the world powers were fighting against each other in a way that might result in like a nuclear war. It was such a prevalent thing that I think that for that guy, realizing that, yo, this is something that could be used as a weapon. This is something that I think the government needs to know about. Like we can find bombs, maybe we could find sleeper cells, sleeper agents. Like one of the remote viewers was able to tell President Nixon that there was something in his office that was going to stop him from being reelected his second year. And then they sent like people to go search his office, look for like toxins, poison,
bomb or something,
anything. Can't find it. And then it turns out that it was the tape recorder that got him caught for the Watergate tapes. Ultimately was the thing that this guy was trying to describe. But it's like, you know what I'm saying? You can't quite exactly tell him how to avoid the future, but you can like,
yeah, like a seer.
it's just
There's
like
something
that,
in
bro.
your office that's gonna be the end of you. It's like, no.
Yeah, it's like, what is that?
Is it a bomb?
Yeah, right.
That's my first thought.
It's like, no, it was the fucking.
But he was right.
Yeah. Crazy, dude. So yeah, take with that what you will. You can just live your regular life. You can keep going to work and tapping on your keys. I don't know if it helps you much. It might help you figure out how to avoid the Starbucks line every once in a while. But there's something to it. There's something to being in your best life, being in your best reality, being the most lucky version of yourself.
Yeah.
That I think, like, if your job was to be a remote viewer, like, would you do anything different in your normal life, in your regular, like, outside of the 9 to 5?
Like, what do you mean?
I would probably do like more yoga. I'd be more.
Oh, trying to stay tapped in.
I'd be more focused on making sure I got 8 hours of sleep.
Maybe they have maybe they have like a certain protocol they have to follow. But then also, I was just gonna say, yeah, what you just mentioned is probably more true. That the people who would be naturally inclined to do that type of job or be in that type of energetic frequency field and get attracted to that type of place to do that type of thing would naturally have like that inclination to want to like charge their fucking battery or be charged up. They're super healthy, super diet conscious, drinking water, getting sleep, like just like naturally. But then maybe they have additional protocols to help maintain their levels of tap-inness,
sauna,
yeah,
all that stuff.
Yeah,
that'd be cool as fucking career.
Yeah, that'd be tight. But the question was, were they doing outside their 9 to 5, outside the job, probably stuff like that, right?
Yeah, I would put myself on a protocol of that. It's such a crazy thing, dude.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if they're getting paid a lot too. That's another thing. If you're getting paid like a minimum wage to be a remote viewer, that's not cool.
I think they're getting paid whatever they want to get paid, or enough money to be completely fine.
Yeah,
maybe they've rid themselves of that greed that's just like attached to certain amounts of wealth.
Maybe. That'd be cool.
Right? Maybe they're good with what they got.
They're just in there in the room like the Buddha, like Southwest, South by Southwest, coordinates 187, 186, like just pure beings. That'd be kind of crazy. To rid themselves of greed is a big ask.
Yeah. Or I guess as far as just trying to mess with the question of whether they're getting paid or if they're getting paid enough. I think that if they have the ability to see the trends or to tap in with their homie who sees the trends, it's probably like travelers. Like if they need money, they're just going to talk to old boy and get some money.
Yeah, I guess you could get away from that. You're like, the rat race is fucking dumb, bro. You want currency? There
right.
you go. Like,
maybe they beat the money game. Like they ain't worried about money.
That'd be cool. That'd be cool.
I mean, that's how you got to get to that frequency.
Yeah.
You can be worried about that shit.
You're right. Fuck, dude. You just fucked me up. You're right.
Just talking to old boy about like who's going to win the finals this year.
Yeah, right. No, yeah, just being really pure on your energy. Well, I mean, I got into a weird place where I feel like we were hitting on every football bet we were making. I mean, it was fucking insane. The run was so real. And it was, how'd you do it, Matthew? Like, just tapping in, dude, just trying to feel everything, asking people what they think, thinking about what those thoughts, like letting those thoughts hit me and being like, nah, I don't believe that. Oh, that's very true, actually. I do believe that. And then eventually I would go with that, like, very true feeling. And then sometimes I would go with not the very true feeling because it's like, that's too true of a feeling. That feeling is actually a fake feeling.
It's too true to be good.
Yeah. It's
to be real.
Fucking nuances and levels and layers.
So deep.
So yeah, I wish I could grow up to be a seer. But
I'm down.
I think we'd have to get into the CIA. I don't even know if that program still exists. It's just like this moment in time.
Yeah, I need to check out that podcast from that guy. What was his name again? It was like one of the more recent Joe Rogans.
Yeah, it's the second to most recent as of May 5th. It is called Hal Puthoff.
Hal. The boy Hal. Yeah, I need to check that one out. That's crazy. I feel it though, bro. I feel you, man. I feel that imagination, that realm, that intuition. It's crazy that he's able to actually that just reminds me a lot of that. I haven't heard the other one either, but there's the other pod where he's talking to Kai Dickens, I think is her name. The lady with the kids.
The telepathy types?
Yeah, there you go. That's it.
That stuff's wild, bro.
Right? It gives me like the same sort of color or like, like same sounding song when I think about those two episodes.
Yeah, they're talking about astral projecting, but more or less it feels like the same kind of thing going on there. Mm-hmm. Like remote viewership, removing yourself from your body.
Yeah, they can go to the hill or whatever. There's like a place where all these kids like with autism or some sort of on the spectrum social disability or social ability gives them the supernatural ability to where they can, I guess, close their eyes and like meditate and like go to a place. Like the way that we can imagine and go to a beach in our minds, they could like do that, but like on a super intense level with like more depth and more immersion. They can actually go to this hill that they call it, and they all meet up there in their minds or wherever they access it through their mind. But their mind is like the door that gets them into this hill. That's like a collective where all these other kids can go to and then talk about whatever they're talking about. What the fuck is that?
Unbelievable shit.
It's not woo-woo, y'all. It's science.
Yeah, there's something to it. It's crazy because like the idea that it might be woo-woo will stop you from just like living your life. Like, what do you... Like you wake up and you drink water and you check the news. It's like, I'm trying to wake up and be tapped in. It's how live like the optimal life,
Yeah.
Not like, yeah.
I mean, the love of God.
I think like, yeah, God's got to come first. This isn't something that happens outside of God. It's like, I think some people will get those ideas mixed up. It's like, no, I think that this is just life. This is life. Like God made you in the image of Him. It's like trying to understand what you are is a lifelong journey, So I'm not trying to say you have superpowers. It's like, well, I kind of am saying everybody has superpowers inside of themselves. That's part of being made in the image of God.
Yeah,
so unlocking and unleashing those is a difficult process.
Facts.
But yeah,
100%.
Consciousness is cool. Life is cool. I'm gonna zen it down. Zen the fuck out.
Just trying to zen the fuck out. Tap the fuck in. Keep on pushing, dog. That's it, man. That's all we gotta do. That's all we can do, baby. That's all we got.
It's just tight.
Yeah. Find some enjoyment in that process.
Did we do an hour and a half?
Yeah, I think so.
What the fuck?
That flew by.
I love you guys. I never want to leave.
It was just like 2 o'clock. I was like, oh shit, it's like 3:30.
We're trying to sit in this room and just eat and hang out with you guys. Fucking hook me up to an IV. Pod for 7 days straight.
Yeah, what's the world record for the longest podcast?
We could break it. We could snap it
We'll
in half.
shatter that fucking shit one of these lifetimes. What's your guess? I guess how is a live stream considered a podcast, or what would constitute it as a podcast? I guess longest podcast continuous or longest live stream continuous. I guess it depends on what they're doing on the live stream. But if we're just like podcasting, talking like this, I would say at least a couple days, right? They got to eat and sleep though. Maybe you can't, as part of the bargain, you can't be sleeping on the live stream or on the podcast. One of y'all's got to stay awake the whole time.
Put a bottle of fucking C4 right here. It's like we're not stopping.
Yeah, one of us has got to be consciously awake saying something the whole time. Bro, they get real fucking weird and real fucking a little creepy after like 7 days, dude.
That's out.
Sleeping on and off for 6 hours each or 12 hours each, whatever. Probably 6 hours.
Yeah. 6 would be good. We could probably rock 4 for a while. But I would think that somebody would have pulled this stunt already. So I'll say like 8 days.
8 days? Fuck. It's a lot. Fun.
It's also the data's going to get too long. That's become an equipment problem.
Oh,
too.
yeah. At that point, yeah, you need to get a different computer. Or not a different computer, different battery. Or I guess we have batteries in here. Memory card would be the inhibiting thing.
What if there's a memory card that goes from your thing straight to a computer? Because then we could just bring the computer in here and have it like be logging straight into the computer instead of the memory card.
Yeah, that's what you have to do.
I don't know if that exists. Maybe that's fucking
Maybe we're ahead of our time.
cutting edge technology.
No, this has to have been done before.
How long do you think?
If I had to guess legit, I would say the longest continuous podcast. I think the podcast number would be smaller than the live stream number. It's a little bit easier, I guess, on live streams. Maybe not. Podcast is a live stream at some point if one of you is asleep. Maybe you have 3 people and two of y'all always have to be awake at least at all times. Maybe that's a caveat.
It'd be hard to sleep with conversation going on.
Podcasts, you'd have to make it work. I guess you could dip out. You could dip out, go get some sleep, and come back and tag in.
Oh, that's easy then.
Yeah, right.
That's not even hard.
I would say at least 3 days. My guess is 4 days.
Okay.
4 days straight. So however many hours that is.
ChatGPT thinking about it.
48 plus 48. 96.
Nice. Good math.
It's like almost 100 hours straight podcasting with at least 2 conscious conversing individuals.
153-hour nonstop podcast.
Son of a bitch.
Dutch medium week.
Okay, so I said like about 100 hours. So it was an extra 2 days longer than that. 2 and change. So it's like 6 days.
6.3.
It's almost 6.5 days straight podcasting. Bless you. I wonder what the stipulations were to constitute it as a podcast.
53 hours was the previous set in 2020.
They did 100 hours on top.
Yeah.
They said, hold my cock.
Yeah. Seriously.
We're going to triple it.
Damn, in 2016, the record was 36 hours. That's not even hard.
Day and a half.
Yeah, but they also said this marathon featured various shows recorded live back-to-back, including De l'Ultima Vedere, Dit Es de Radio, and 3 other ones. So there's like 5 different shows making one podcast. That's kind of bullshit.
Yeah, that's fucking gay.
You guys are fucking... Whoa. That's fucking
that.
hey. Yeah.
Fuck that.
Yeah, I'm with you. That's not the same thing.
No, that's not what I'm thinking.
See, we could shatter it.
Yeah, whatever. 36 was probably like just 2 people talking the whole time.
Yeah, it was one.
Let's talk to fucking Guinness about this. It's like, how do we get the longest running podcast? Regulations. It's got to be at least 2 people.
The record for myself and my co-host.
So they did 6.5 days straight, but they had multiple previously recorded shows that they just like played over the top.
I think it was like
played during.
All right, you guys are doing the podcast now, and then they're like, "Welcome to the longest podcast ever, featuring the Matt and Justin show."
Oh, they would just like they pass it off to each other like a baton.
Yeah, which is fucking lame.
Okay, that's it would cool to be a part of that, but I want to be the one podcast, the one show that does that. You know.
This is if we apply for it and we get approved, we'll receive specific guidelines outlining the rules and evidence requirements for your record attempt. Understand the rules. 5 minutes per hour for a break. Wow.
What?
It's fucking easy, bro. Plan shifts to allow rest periods for hosts and support staff.
Yeah, I guess we have to piss during that time. We have to go to the restroom at some point during the pod.
Yeah, and if our pod goes out for 5 minutes or like we have to fix something or change a memory card, it seems like it's okay.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
We just have to commit a week of our lives to it.
It's not a terrible idea. It's not a terrible idea.
I don't know how much traction that would get us.
World record holder, baby. Give a fuck.
What if we make a couple songs during that time too?
Yeah.
So the music makes
That's part of the podcast.
Yeah, portion of the pod.
That's part of the 38 show.
Yeah,
For sure.
that'd be pretty cool. Get Ace in here with a different microphone. Now I'm spitting into the Ace microphone.
Yeah.
He's recording. That'd be fucking cool, dude.
That'd be pretty fucking cool, dude.
I think we're gonna digest and marinate that idea and maybe get back to you guys with a world record.
Yeah, we'll try to figure that out because I'm not trying to have other shows on here. I guess what's the longest? Just one show. I guess we might set it. We might be the ones to do it.
Yeah, or we might shatter the record by ourselves, which would make it hard and more difficult to shatter.
Yeah.
You have to be really dedicated to it.
Yeah, that'd be a hell of a week.
That would be a badass week,
hell of
bro.
a week, dude.
That'd be fucking sweet, dude.
Holy shit. Okay. We can put that on the back burner. That's definitely something we could do. That'd be tight.
Yeah.
That'd be world record breaking.
World's longest podcast. We could also try to have like a bunch of guests come in.
Yeah.
Right? Wouldn't that be cool if it was like a marathon of guests?
Yeah, just coming in over the course of the week.
Yeah. That'd be really cool.
Whenever they got time. We'll be here literally all day and all night.
It's going to be hard to get it uploaded to Spotify.
Yeah, break it into multiple like 3-hour episodes.
Maybe we
8 3-hour episodes per day for 24 hours.
Yeah. Yeah. That's kind of badass. We get a lot done. We'd be ahead for like a month.
We'd be ahead for a long time. We'd be ahead for like a year.
Damn. All right. Well, these are the kind of ideas you have.
This is where
Get
we
lost
at
in
with
the
it.
sauce.
This is where we
Tap
at
in.
with it. I think it'd be tight.
Hell yeah.
Stay tuned for that. Stay tuned for MJ38 everything. Stay tuned for everything.
On everything.
Be that best version of yourself. Let's go win. Let's be champions today. I believe in you.
Yeah, make the bed. That's the first. That's level 1.
Make that bed. Get that first W. Brush those teeth. Walk the dog. Do what the fuck you gotta do. Make it happen. We love you guys. We'll catch you on the flip. Have a great life. We'll see you soon.
Bye.
Rolling through the city to the light show. Really ain't no telling where we